Hi everyone, and welcome to another start of coloring from Tomislav Tomic Zemlja snova. I had plans about this picture since winter time. This flying deer always reminded me about flying deers of Santa. But then I looked at this picture and realized that with all these flowers and these birds which look like swallows, it's definitely not a winter picture. And then I fortunately got a request from one of my patrons, and I realized that it will be a perfect spring picture. I must confess that it wasn't an easy start of coloring. When you color as much as I do, you have a tendency and a risk to repeat yourself and to use the same colors each time. So I wanted to do something apart of blue sky. I wanted something at least more unusual. So I decided that I will try to imitate a soft pastel colors of morning sky, and I will be using Parma violet, pink rose. For some areas I will be also using clay rose, which is nice pink color but with definite violet and even gray hue into it. And for the lightest part I will be using beige or eggshell. I grabbed both colors because they were available on my table, and honestly they are quite similar. So if you have a full set of Prismacolors, you can use eggshell. I love this color, it's a pleasant pale yellow, but you can definitely can see something pink into it. But if you don't have a full set, you can use beige as a last color. I tried to use brighter colors like Parma violet or clay rose closer to the edges of the sky, and I left some areas in the center part uncolored, and I smoothed everything the border between beige and this uncolored area with white pencil. Clouds I decided to make blue, but to make a nice connection between violet hues in the sky, I also added a little bit of lilac to the clouds, and in this way they look better together on the sky. The most difficult part was the frame, and again I had a lot of doubts about its color. It was easy to decide that small elements of the frame I wanted to color with clay rose, again to make a connection with the background of the picture. And some small elements I again colored with eggshell. But then I had a lot of problems deciding for the frame background. I tried to use pale green like celadon green or sub-green line, but I was totally unhappy and I decided to stop and that I will be coloring this frame in the end after I will finish to color deer. I think that first of my problems was that on the right part of the spread I have quite a bright picture and also with a dark frame, so it's like pressing on me and I wanted to make a dark frame here. But generally I love to do dark frames here. It reminds me about like real paintings in their frames hanging on walls. So I think that I will do a dark frame later, but only after I will finish to color deer. In order to understand how dark have to be my frame, It's not easy to decide about values of all colors before you finish your main object on the picture. Before I started to color it, and I still was thinking about colors for the background, I thought maybe to do a quite bright sky, to use some colors from the right part, some colors which I used for the sea around the mermaid, and in this way I would get a nice well balanced spread. But I decided against it, even if I prefer to make spreads which are connected and pictures have something similar together. I still haven't decided what to do with these doubts, but anyway, I am happy with my start that I decided to use soft pastel colors for the sky. It definitely helped me to create more fresh and spring look of the background, and I also plan to use bright and nice colors for the deer. Small technical detail: if you work on the same paper as I do, if you have Croatian edition of this book, I worked with nicely sharpened Prismacolor pencils, and I was able to cover paper just with 2 layers of pigment. And for some areas I used a little bit of my burnisher blender by Derwent. I was quite satisfied with color combo of Parma Violet, Pink Rose and Eggshell, and I definitely will put it into my planner where I note some successful color combos, and I will be definitely using it in my future works. I hope that it's a nice start for this spring picture and that I will be able to color it quite quickly. Anyway, in the next part we definitely will be coloring deer.